As soon as y'all come in the building, this is pure survival. And if anybody get mad at me, then that's just on y'all. Pure survival. If you're gonna be mad at anybody, y'all need to be mad at Cassie. This is crazy, y'all. Salute to Kelly. Kelly, this is wow. Cassie's best friend has been getting caught in lie after lie. And I feel like if we get one more person to lie in the courtroom, Diddy Glover is going to get a mistrial. Y'all might as well put it in your mind, body, and freak off soul. So this girl never was dragged and hung from the balcony like vanilla ice. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all smash that like button. This is breaking news. And this is a crying shame. I can't stop crying. I really thought that girl was hung from a balcony like how Suge Knight did Vanilla Ice. But come to find out, Cassie and her best friend were two junkies during survival. So Cassie was a junkie before she met Diddy Glover. So did Cassie turn Diddy Glover to a junkie per survival? And everybody trying to say Cassie was 19 years old. She never had sex. She never made a wiener disappear. She never did drugs or alcohol. But her best friend just exposed that she's been a crackhead. Pure survival. If Cassie went on Judge Mathis would be calling her crackhead left and right. Pure survival. Oh my God. They are going to end up letting Diddy Glover out, y'all. I'm telling you. It's too many people getting caught lying on that damn stand. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all gotta get them likes up, ladies and gentlemen. We are now surviving Cassie's best freak off friend, survival. And I wish I was making this up, but I can't lie to y'all. Cassie and her best friend that just was on the stand lying on Diddy Glover, Cassie and this girl had a secret gay love affair, survival. It just got exposed in the courtroom. Cassie and her best friend was going steady before she got with Diddy Glover. Can somebody explain that to me? I thought that they said that Diddy got Cassie caught, got her addicted to crack, got her addicted to freak off sex, all of this stuff. Oh no, Cassie's best friend said that her and Cassie were freak off buddies. They both was sitting there eating each other's motherfucking taco meat, pure the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm trying to figure this out because so Cassie and her best friend was having a love affair. Then they said the night that she's supposed to got hung from the balcony, she said she was on all kinds of motherfucking crack, methamphetamine, Suboxone, pure survival, heroin, dope. So she don't even know if Diddy Glover really hung her from the balcony. They saying, well, how did Diddy Glover get inside of your house? Pure survival. She said me and Cassie was getting so motherfucking high. Diddy just appeared in the corner and he was just masturbating, glowing in the freak off dark. Pure survival. Diddy is in the corner next to the goddamn plant, glowing in the dark, holding his wiener during survival, and he got mad at her and got up and strangled her and then dangled her from a balcony like how Suge Knight did Vanilla Ice. Pure survival. Oh my God. I've been heard this story about that girl supposed to have been dangled from the balcony, and they found out today that that girl is not credible, y'all. She is not credible. They think that she made up the whole story. Pure Bible. So was she mad that Diddy took Cassie from her? Because her and Cassie definitely had a secret gay love affair. Pure Bible. They had a lesbian love affair, and she just said it on the stand. Her and Cassie was lovers. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm starting to feel that maybe she was mad at Diddy Glover because he took Cassie from her. Pierce her Bible. They became drug buddies and freak off partners, you know. But this girl and Cassie were freak off partners first. So she was doing crack out of Pepsi cans at the age of 15. Bible. So I don't want to hear nobody say that Cassie did he put her on to all of this. And y'all know I'm not taking up for Diddy Glover, Bible. I am the fuck upset. I'm devastated because if Diddy get a mistrial, it's going to be insane, y'all. It's going to be insane, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my baby in the building. You see she got that Pure Survival. Go to www.puresurvivalmerch.com and get yours today because we are surviving Diddy Glover's freak off trial. We done been there inside the courtroom. People lashing out, going crazy. YouTuber fights are going down. Motherfucking news people getting into arguments with creators. Everybody out there trying to get that content. Salute to Kelly, hit that super chat, Pure Bible. I'm starting to think you gotta be gay to get invited. I mean, you gotta be able to go some kind of way, Kelly. You got to be able to be down with a lesbian love affair or you got to be down with a gay love affair. You know what I'm saying? Like either which way, and no disrespect to the LBG community, but this girl just told it all. She's up there lying on the stand, and I'm telling you, shout out to the real victims. I care about the real victims. I don't give a damn about the people lying on Diddy Glover because they lost their jobs or whatever they was doing with Diddy, they got mad because Diddy wouldn't do it with them no more. They are going to mess up for the real victims. I'm telling you, this is crazy.
I'm the devil, and I could kill you. Those are the words that Brianna Bonglin just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying.
This is the girl right here, Mrs. Bonglin. She said that Diddy Glover dangled her from her blonde motherfucking hair, Pure Survival, looking like Alanis Morissette. This is Cassie's best friend. She admitted that she was drunk in love like Jay-Z and Beyonce, Pure Survival. She was on all kinds of crack, coke, every drug in the book. So how is she going to know that Diddy Glover really dangled her over a balcony if you was sky high that you could touch the freak off sky? Pure Survival. This girl was caught in a lie, y'all. She is going to mess up. We got too many liars. We done found out that Cassie enjoyed the freak-offs. Cassie set up the freak-offs. Bible. We thought Cassie was an innocent motherfucker bystander. Come to find out she was doing crack out of Pepsi cans at the age of 12, 13. Bible. This girl admitted that her and Cassie was crackhead buddies. And they were lovers before she met Diddy Glover. So Diddy Glover wanted Cassie to get away from her, Pure Survival, because she was clapping Cassie's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, y'all. All these people getting caught in lies. Mia just got caught in a lie. This is going to give, I'm telling you, if Diddy get a mistrial, I'm going to puke during Survival. Kelly hit that super chat again. She said, how many STD meds do these people have to take? They're going to need a lot. Because they're so high on these drugs, they don't even care if they dinglings itching and scratching. Pure Survival. But this shit is crazy, y'all. The girl made up the whole story. That's what they're saying.
I'm the devil, and I could kill you. Those are the words that Brianna Bonglin just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Bonglin testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
Now, she said that Diddy dangled her from a 17-story freak-off apartment building. Pure Survival. 17 stories. Diddy Glover dangled her by her blonde motherfucking hair. You know what I'm saying? And people was at the bottom of the building talking about Rapunzel, Rapunzel, throw down your freak off hair. Rapunzel. So if Diddy dangled that girl from 17 floors, this is what she said all this time to go into the courtroom, and then they come to find out she said she was so high she don't even remember the night that Diddy Glover did that to her. But why would you say that? Then they said she changed up her story and added a lie to the goddamn testimony. All of these people are going to mess this case up. We know that Diddy Glover is a freak off demon. We know that Diddy Glover is physical. We know he's violent, pure survival. We know he will sign you to a contract and pay you in food stamps. We know all of that about Diddy Glover. But this is a federal RICO charge. This is some John Gotti shit, pure survival. And they are not proving their case to me right now. And then the girl got a lawsuit out on Diddy Glover. She's coming there saying that Diddy Glover dangled her from a freak off balcony, but she's suing him. She is trying to get money. So when Diddy Glover's freak off lawyers is catching her and lie after lie, pure survival, they're going to end up throwing this. They ain't gonna throw this case out, but Diddy Glover's gonna end up getting a missed motherfucker trial, and then they're gonna let Diddy Glover out on bail. He gonna be able to gather up more lawyers, more shit, and then they're gonna sweep this whole case under the rug, pure survival. If we don't stand up and fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not looking right, y'all. These people coming in there saying stuff, trying to get money during survival. Salute the DMW shops in the building, pure survival. So I seen him on at Diddy Glover's trial, putting that work in. Shout out to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? Diddy Glover is going to fuck around and beat this case if more liars keep coming in the courtroom. Pure survival.
Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Bonglin testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie drugs as well. How could that impact her testimony?
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testifying that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie.
Now, did you hear what he just said? This news dude in his twisties just said that Cassie's best friend admitted that she was doing drugs with Cassie without Diddy Glover present during survival. They were getting high off that super bass way before she got with Mr. Take That, and Take That. You know what I'm saying? So we need to think about, what about Cassie's parents? Cassie's background, pure survival? Do we need to haul them all into the courtroom? Because Cassie been getting high. You know what I'm talking about? I get high off your memory, high off your memory. These are two girls getting high together before they met motherfucking Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? So what made Cassie do all of that? Then they try to say that Diddy turned her out. She never had sex before, pure survival. And then the shit she doing on them freak off tapes. How do you take on 20 to 30 wieners the way she was taking them wieners down with no hot sauce or no ketchup? You know what I'm saying? And you trying to tell me this the first time she ever did this? Pure survival? And the girl Cassie best friend said when she do drugs, it makes her horny. Pure survival. So they was getting high and shit, running around looking for somebody to clap their cheeks. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, guys. This is going to get the case thrown out. I'm telling y'all, or it's going to be a crazy mistrial.
Guilty to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie drugs as well. How could that impact her testimony?
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the
drugs, ketamine, methamphetamine, Suboxone. Cassie and this white girl was doing all kinds of drugs, Bible, and they was getting street drugs. They was getting their drugs from neighborhood motherfuckers that be putting all kinds of cut in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they was, oh my God. Do you hear the drugs? You know, and I met him in person at the trial, Pure Survival. I'm not, and he's a cool dude. I'm not gonna lie. So I believe him, and I believe his twisties during survival. How can you not believe his motherfucking twisties? Cassie and her friend been getting high since getting high was invented. She did all of these things before she met Diddy Glover, and then everybody's going for money. It's everybody got a lawsuit out. You know what I'm saying? How we know that Diddy Glover didn't clap her cheeks? Her and Cassie was clapping each other's cheeks. Pure survival. This is all freaky shit. All freak off, drug addict, crackhead shit.
Seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And then some.
Wow, you see this? So Cassie and this girl was crackheads at a teenage. You know what I mean? Cassie met Diddy at 18. This was her best friend way before she ever thought about a Diddy Glover. So who got them hooked on crack like this? You know what I'm saying? You graduate high school at 17. So they had to been getting, oh my God, I don't know if they was getting high with the parents, pure survival, and Cassie mom came in like she was a super victim. Diddy took 20,000 from you. You know what I'm saying? Is she on drugs? We need to start doing more homework. We know that Diddy Glover is evil, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? But we got to hold people accountable because if they get Diddy off, we are going to be outraged. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to. All the shit I talked about Diddy Glover, pure survival, he fuck around and try to sue me during survival if he get out. You know what I'm saying? So these people keep going in there getting caught in lies, y'all. I am sorry. Mia got caught in the whole lie. She talking about that Diddy did all this shit to her and she was on her period and Diddy ran the red light and he R-worded her. She get up on the stand, get caught in all kinds of lies. That's a fucking, that's grounds for mistrial, y'all. All these people getting caught in lies is grounds for mistrial. So we need to start using our brains. Cassie's probably was high when she went up there. And I think that damn the male trainer, her husband, I think he's a drug addict too. Pure survival. Because you got to be high to marry a female that's been ran through as much as Cassie. Pure survival.
And Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And in some of these events, like the one that you mentioned about being dangled off of the balcony allegedly, she herself says she doesn't remember if she took drugs or not.
Do y'all hear that? Do you hear what this man's twisties just said? That the girl don't even know if somebody dangle you from a balcony, you know what I'm saying? You're going to remember every goddamn step of that whole thing. Pure survival. I will never forget being upside down like a freak-off vampire during survival. This girl said that she was so high that she don't even remember Diddy Glover dangling her. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yo, she made up the story. This is wild. She made up the story so she could sue Diddy Glover to get some money. And the feds is like, okay, well, we got to fucking put this nigga under the ground, under the jail. So we need you to come testify. So they subpoenaed her. It seems like everybody that's going up to testify against Diddy Glover, they weren't prepared. Y'all had all this time while Diddy was locked up, here's a Bible, to gather your lies up. Even Dawn Richardson, she got caught lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all motherfuckers had all this time to lie. Diddy is in the cell looking older and older. He and that motherfucker just aging, pure Bible, and y'all out here living your life, supposed to have your lies prepared. This girl says she was so high, she don't even remember dangling from a motherfucking balcony, pure Bible. Even Vanilla Ice remembers Suge Knight dangling him, and he never forgot Ice Ice Baby, pure Bible. This is crazy, guys. These are liars, and they're going to get Diddy off. I'm sorry.
Relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs, ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And in some of these events, like the one that you mentioned about being dangled off of the balcony allegedly, she herself says she doesn't remember if she took drugs or not. Something I think the defense is going to pounce on in terms of seeing whether or not she's really telling the truth or can perceive the truth based on what she's alleging Sean Combs did to her.
Now, did y'all just see that? Is she telling the truth, or is she so high that she couldn't even perceive the truth? That is wild. Salute to Kathy Connie, pure Bible, just hit that super chat. She said it's Litty Bitty Diamond Diddy and his 3-ring fucking freak-off leaders. This is crazy, man. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. Cassie's been getting high since she was a minor. Y'all are not going to try to make me think that Diddy turned her out. She's been turned out, and this girl, Cassie's friend, was turned out during survival. How we know that this girl that looked like Alanis Morissette, pure survival, that she didn't turn Cassie out? How we know she ain't turned Cassie out? Her and Cassie had a love affair. She admitted that her and Cassie was eating each other's real kitty cat juice stains everywhere. This is wild, guys.
The words that Brianna Bonglin just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony.
Look how skinny this lady is. How she don't remember. Look as tall she is, pure survival. Did he dangle her from a goddamn balcony? She's so tall, you dangle her from the balcony upside down, her hair will be right on the goddamn concrete. She tall than a motherfucker, pure survival. This girl is tall as hell. And she went in there, and I'm sorry, now we found out that she's a drug addict too. She said her and Cassie was fighting to get off of drugs before she met Diddy. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that she was high going into the courtroom today. Pure survival. Put a 2 in the chat if y'all think she was sober. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think that she's still high. She says she fights with drug addiction. You know what I'm saying? Diddy did not get her hooked on drugs. She's been on drugs. She knew how to do crack out of Pepsi cans. That's something that you have to know how to do as a crackhead, pure Bible, from a young age. How many of y'all know how to do crack out of a Pepsi can? Raise your hand, pure Bible. And this is nothing against somebody who got off of drugs and everything like that. Shout out to you. Congratulations. But I don't know how to do crack out of a Pepsi can. But guess what? She does, pure Bible. And she said her and Cassie was lovers. And way before Diddy Glover, her and Cassie was lovers. And she's suing Diddy. This is a money. I'm telling you, man, this is bad. Then you had the lady snap out in the courtroom. I'm 2 seats down from her. Pure Bible. I thought I was going to get shot in the back, y'all. Y'all gotta smash that like button. I went into Diddy Glover's freak-off trial and I was risking my life to bring y'all this good content. Pure Bible. If you went into Diddy Glover's courthouse yesterday, you damn near could have got shot just trying to be a nosy motherfucker, just so we can bring y'all the goddamn news during survival. Because we know the news is going to tell y'all in a different way. They're not going to break it down in graphic freak off details. You know what I'm saying? It was so much that this girl said on the stand. It is not even funny. She doesn't remember what Diddy did to her. And she said she might have been so high that she just had imagined it, that Diddy dangled her from a balcony. Who imagines that somebody dangled you from a balcony during survival. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's some good drugs. She must have had some good shit. But I think the woman is high. She trying to act like she don't see shit with them goddamn Stevie Wonder glasses on, pure survival. We can see through your lies, Becky. I'm talking to Becky right now, pure survival. Becky, we know you was lying. You and Cassie was loving on each other. And Diddy was probably jealous of the relationship, pure survival. And guess what else this girl said on the stand? She said that she watched Cassie throw some knives or some shit. She watched Cassie throw some shit at Diddy. You got to be high as hell to go in the courtroom and tell the judge, tell the jury that you witnessed your friend Cassie, your ex-lover, that you saw her throw some knives at Diddy Glover. Pure Bible. So she pretty much admitted that Cassie was just as violent, freaky, and drug-driven as Cassie. You supposed to be up there defending your friend. Pills of Bible. Why would you even tell them that y'all motherfuckers was getting high in the first grade? Y'all was doing crack with your parents. You know what I'm saying? That's trailer park shit. You know, I met a couple people like that, pure survival. You know, like where I come from, the first thing you pick up is a 40 ounce or you start smoking weed. These type of motherfuckers, first thing they do is heroin during survival. Their first drug in life is heroin. And they be doing it with their parents. I think she comes from that kind of background, pure survival. But you are going to make Diddy get out of jail. Oh my God, these liars.
Once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Bonglin testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia.
Oh, hold on. Let me not forget that. She said Diddy hung her from a balcony and left her with bruises. She used to wake up and freak off sweats at night. All of this stuff, right? Don't you know she presented a picture in the courtroom with her body all bandaged up? I'm talking about band-aids and spots where she wasn't even hurt at. Pure survival. She had a band-aid on her eyebrow. Her eyebrow didn't even have nothing to do with the balcony incident. Pure survival. She had motherfucking band-aids on her kneecaps, on her jean deal kneecaps. So they like, who put all these bandages on you? And she said her friend did. So she had a friend put bandages on her as if she was so hurt from Diddy dangling her from a balcony, but she was so high that she don't remember Diddy dangling her from a balcony. They are going to throw this case away. Pills of Bible. We want to get justice. We all know that Diddy Glover is terrible, but we cannot give somebody a RICO charge if the man, this should be a freako, not a RICO. Pills of Bible. This is a bunch of drunk motherfuckers, bisexuals, freaky individuals. This is what all I'm getting out this thing. Diddy's violent. Diddy can't keep his hands to himself. We know he mean in the motherfucker. He been mean since the 90s. All these people that died mysteriously around him, pure survival, we never got over that. We feel like we should get justice for that. We should get justice for Biggie, justice for Tupac, justice for Craig Mack's Afro, pure survival. But the RICO charges, this shit is going, I'm telling you, anybody else walk in there, get caught in a lie, they're not going to throw it out. It's going to be a mistrial. I'm guaranteeing y'all because the stuff is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? People are having motives. Dawn Richardson, she had a lawsuit. Everybody's trying to get money out this motherfucker. Pure survival. That's why Diddy was trying to give the publishing back. It was too late though. That motherfucker, look, you can have the publishing back, you can have the publishing back. Even though I spent millions of dollars, pure survival, out of the publishing, and it's only worth $30 a year, Diddy was trying to turn it, look, I'm brother love, I just want to love on motherfuckers. Give me a hug. I'm talking about from the front. I'm not trying to hug you from the back. Like Diddy was trying to turn his life around, but it was too late. But y'all, these people are lying, and they're going to mess the case up. Smash that like button.
Bonglin just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Bongland testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia.
And that's how you know that she lying. How did somebody dangle you from a balcony 17 stories and it left you with bruises and nightmares and all of that? And you in the courtroom talking about you so high, you forgot that it happened. You don't even remember it. But it left you with bruises? How can something leave you with bruises that never happened? Pure survival. Motherfucker, how can you lie so bad that it just leave you with bruises? Like you lying so much that bruises just appear on your body. Pure survival.
Her over a 17-story balcony. Bongland testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie drugs as well. How could that impact her testimony?
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine.
Now listen, everybody in the chat, let's be honest, right? They said Diddy provided Cassie and Cassie's best friend's drugs. If you know that people already was drug addicts before they met you, pure survival, and the way that they like to have fun, they like to get high. They like to fuck. They like to do ecstasy, pure survival. So Diddy was told by Cassie and told by Cassie friends, we like that tutti frutti. You know what I'm talking about? All Rooney. So of course Diddy was going to provide them with drugs. They told him they did drugs. Brother Bible. So why wouldn't he get them what they asking for? If I told you I smoked cigarettes, Brother Bible, ain't you going to take me to the store to where I can find my cigarettes during survival? If I come to your state or if I'm in your terror dome? You know what I'm saying? So Diddy only provided them something that they already was doing.
And denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie drugs as well. How could that impact her testimony?
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And then
these bitches were so high that they thought by trying to get off of drugs, they was going to start a freak-off cooking channel. Pure survival. They've been doing drugs and cooking and eating and shit. You know what I mean? Salute the DMW shots 247. Pure survival. He said justice for the notorious B.I.G. Pure survival. Yes, baby. Oh. You know what I'm saying? We got to get justice for B.I.G. We got to get justice for Kim Porter. All of these people that was that allegedly passed through some acts of Diddy Glover. You know what I'm saying? But this RICO thing that they put out, man, I'm just not getting the RICO. I'm getting the freako, but I'm not getting the RICO. A bunch of drug motherfucker addicts, horny as shit, running around buck ass naked, pure survival, a whole gang of baby oil in the bathtub, swimming in that motherfucker, buck ass naked, shit smell like doodle, shit stains on the wall. This is stuff that these grown freaky motherfuckers was doing on their own. This is crazy, man. And Cassie and this girl was trying to get off of drugs, was doing drugs as teenagers. Let's remember that. Salute to Brooklyn Finest. Pure Survival said, thanks for the update. Diddy got them hooked. No, listen, Brooklyn Finest, guess what? Shout out to you. The girl said on the stand that her and Cassie was doing drugs before they met Diddy Glover. So anybody that will run into them girls in the club, they see Cassie and her best friend, pure survival, and you trying to clap some cheeks. You and your homies like, oh, look at them two hoes over there. Let's go see what's up with them. And the first thing they gonna say in real life, chicks be like, yo, you got some weed? You got some weed? You want some, you know what I'm saying? You got some, you know, the things that you like to get them to what the dudes is trying to get from them. Oh, y'all like to get high, y'all like to all that shit. They're gonna provide them the drugs, but they are the crackheads before they meet the motherfuckers. Praise the Bible. I thought Cassie was innocent. Salute to Ricky. Just hit that super chat during survival. You know what I'm saying? I thought Cassie was an innocent freakoff bystander. But when I heard her say she liked the freakoffs, she set the freakoffs up, and then now your friend is saying the shit she's saying on the stand. I'm telling y'all, this is right here is going to flip this case, man, and going to get Diddy to walk when Diddy need to talk and fucking pay the price of the things that he did. But liars is going to only set that man free. Salute to Kathy. Hit that super chat again during survival. Captain Demon Diddy is losing his superhero cape. Oh yes, that man looks super old. When I was calling Diddy Glover, that was like a joke of when I first seen Diddy and his hair started to get gray a little bit. I was in the courtroom with that man, Pierce the Bible. When Diddy walked in the courtroom, he really did look like Danny Glover. I'm like, where is Mel Gibson during survival? This man really looked like Diddy Glover. Like he aged 1,000 years. But these people, man, they keep coming in here getting caught in these lies and it's not looking good. These two was crackheads before they met Diddy. Ask Judge Mathis, pure survival.
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And in some of these events, like the one that you mentioned about being dangled off of the balcony allegedly, she herself says she doesn't remember if she took drugs or not. Something I think the defense is going to pounce on in terms of seeing.
Like he just said, the defense, Diddy's team is going to tear that girl up. You said you got dangled from a balcony, but you don't know if you took drugs or not. So you don't remember if you got high, if you was doing the crack that you've been doing, pure survival, the day of getting dangled. If somebody dangled me from above a balcony, pure survival, I'm never going to want to be anywhere high. I'm going to be afraid of heights for the rest of my life, pure survival. I'm never going to forget that. But this girl is saying she don't even know if she was high or not. You got to be high on that damn stand.
For Cassie, but also doing drugs, ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And in some of these events, like the one that you mentioned about being dangled off of the balcony allegedly, she herself says she doesn't remember if she took drugs or not. Something I think the defense is going to pounce on in terms of seeing whether or not she's really telling the truth or can perceive the truth based on what she's alleging Sean Combs did to her.
So what are prosecutors hoping Bonglin's testimony will help prove here at the end of the day?
Prosecutors are hoping to add yet another witness who can testify not just to violence as to them, but violence to Cassie, that Sean Combs will use threats, violence, and the like to try to control Cassie and try to control people.
Now remember this. This is another witness that they said that's coming from overseas. Shout out to my baby, the lounge. She in the building. She let me know this information. I didn't even know that Diddy has another person testifying that's coming from overseas. Pure survival. So that person coming from overseas is supposed to prove that Cassie was a victim. Diddy was horrible. Diddy was da-da-da. This is supposed to be their last person testifying. If that person come from overseas, pure survival, and get caught in lies like Dawn Richardson, like Mia, like Cassie best friend, like all of these people, Diddy is gonna have, it's gonna be grounds for mistrial, y'all. I'm just telling you. Even the part about Diddy got caught, he had $100,000 in his house. So motherfucking what? Pure survival. Diddy was a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, I know legally they say you can't have your own money in the house because the government wants to know with all of us, everybody in this chat, the government wants to know every dime that we have in life. Pure survival. And y'all don't like that. Do y'all like that the government want to know everything we make just so they can take money from it? Pearls of Bible. So, you know what I'm saying? So Diddy took money of his own. Now he might have made that shit. We know he made a lot of money off of artists and was burning them and shit like that. Pearls of Bible. That's part of some of that money. But still, it's not like he sold a bunch of drugs. The nigga could just go into the bank, give me $100,000. Pearls of Bible. But legally, you can't have that kind of money in your own home, even if it's your money, because the feds want to know, because we got to get a piece. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Ricky, just hit that super chat again during survival. Shout out to everybody hitting that super chat. Shout out to everybody in the building, period. Y'all just got to smash that like button and mark my words. If people keep getting caught in lies, this is going to set this freak off demonic entity free, and that's not what I want to happen during survival. Listen up. I'm not testifying. I'm not saying I want Diddy Glover free, but what's facts is facts. If I see somebody lying in the courtroom, I'm going to come tell y'all during survival. I don't give a damn if y'all get mad at me and y'all think, oh, he's taking up for Diddy Glover. How in the hell I'm taking up for Diddy Glover when I'm just telling y'all we found out that Cassie was a crackhead before she met Diddy Glover, pure survival. We found out that she was a very freaky gal. Don't bring her to mother. First you get her name, then you get her number, then you get some in the front seat of the Hummer. Then you get some in the back seat of the Hummer. So Cassie been with the freaky stuff, and then now she got this high ass friend up there, just as freaky, talking about she was dangled from above a balcony, but she don't remember the shit. You should have just said, look, I was dangled from the balcony, and never said that you don't remember it or you don't know if you got high that day. I'm just like, why didn't these people get their lies and their facts straight before they went in front of a federal goddamn grand jury? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Not just the violence as to them, but violence to Cassie, that Sean Combs will use threats, violence, and the like to try to control Cassie and try to control people around him. The fuel, if you will, towards a criminal enterprise that he is alleged to use force, fraud, and coercion to traffic individuals, including Cassie, and then we're expecting this upcoming witness, Jane, as well.
Y'all hear that? Upcoming witness named Jane, what's going by Jane, coming from overseas. I am sorry, y'all. I thought Cassie was a victim, but she is not, and apparently her friend ain't either. They were two girls with the freaky stuff. They like to get high. They like to fucking suck. Pills are Bible. Stop acting like y'all don't know people like that in real life. I knew people like that in real life myself during survival. So I'm not going to sit there and act like they some innocent motherfuckers. They not no human beings. Oh, they human beings are. And they used to get high. Girls like Cassie and her best friend are the ones that snorting powder in the bathrooms in the nightclubs, pure survival, and going home with total strangers and getting their cheeks clapped and getting a biscuit buttered. Them two was having a lesbian love affair. You know what I'm saying? One dude in the back of Cassie clapping her motherfucking cheeks from behind, pure survival, and then Cassie's best friend sitting there eating her kitty cat. Real, right? Come on. That's the type of stuff they was into. You heard them say when Cassie was lying.
Describe Cassie's demeanor when
Describe Cassie's demeanor.
Rika, how would you describe Cassie's demeanor when she took the stand today? When she walked in there, Rachel, she had on a brown dress, form-fitting, visibly pregnant, head held high, and did not make any eye contact with the defendant, with Sean Combs. What was Sean's reaction when he saw Cassie enter the courtroom? You know, attorneys say that this is the first time that they've met since 2018 when she attended the funeral for Kim Porter, which is the mother of Sean Combs' 3 children. So to watch Sean Combs watching her was really interesting because they haven't seen each other in at least 6 years.
And Diddy Glover didn't see Cassie since Kim Porter's funeral. You see how shiesty that is? And women hate side chicks. So I don't know how y'all keep trying to stand up for Cassie as she was just this innocent person, pure survival, when y'all hate side chicks. Y'all hate the Cassies out there that your man sneak and cheat on y'all with. Pure survival. Because Cassie was moving just like a side chick supposed to during survival. Cassie, the last time she saw Diddy, she was at Kim Porter's funeral. You know what I'm saying? She was at Kim Porter's funeral, watching her get dropped down into the ground so she can run off with Diddy Glover during survival. Salute to Sato, hit that super chat. That's what side chicks do. Side chicks wait for the main chick to die or the man leave their motherfucking main chick. Pure survival. So Cassie was playing just like a goddamn like a nigga. She was moving like a nigga, y'all. Let's just stop the lies. You know what I'm saying?
But he can't say anything. You know, this is a moment for him where he has to be silent. And right now we're hearing what she says in terms of what happened during the course of their over 10-year relationship.
Is he showing any reaction to what she is saying on the stand?
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she has to say, as well as those jurors. People know that she was that star witness, the key person in all of this. When you think about that civil suit that came out.
And we knew when you think about the civil suit, Cassie was supposed to be the star witness. You know what I'm saying? She was supposed to be the star witness. How she go from the star witness to a star liar? You know what I'm saying? We thought Cassie was going to be the one to bring the whole thing down. Then next thing you know, they say, oh, Mia is the breaking testimony. The shit Mia said, oh, Diddy's going to be under the freakoff jail. Pills of Bible. Oh, Diddy's jail prison wife is going to be so happy that he's staying and going to be married forever and holy freak-off matrimony. Pills of Bible. You know what I mean? And then the next day when Diddy's lawyers cross-examinate motherfucking Mia, we find out that she said, Diddy pushed me in the pool. We find out that this bitch jumped in the pool. Pills of Bible. She said, Diddy pushed me in the pool. No, bitch, we found out that you jumped in the pool. Pills of Bible. And you was in that motherfucker. Happy birthday, Diddy. Happy birthday. We love you. Find messages with her, doing all these shout outs to Diddy on her main platform that she did not have to do. Why is these people coming in there and they're telling these lies that's making the shit look bad, and then they all got lawsuits? They're all trying to get money. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy as hell.
Today in court, we're seeing a lot of text messages back and forth from Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs. We're seeing some pictures of her from when she was allegedly assaulted by Sean Combs. And she tells the stories and gives context to that 2016 video that we've seen where Sean Combs is assaulting Cassie. And what she said is, after that happened, she went to one of Sean Combs' employers' homes named D-Rock, who she said she was friendly with, he and the wife. But she said that same night she did end up going back to Sean Combs' house because she had a fitting for the perfect match. There was a premiere coming.
So how in the hell? This is why I'm sorry, y'all. Like, how many people y'all know in relationships, in real life, keep it real, y'all. And this is not taking up for Diddy, though. When you see somebody and you know your cousin or your sister or your brother, somebody's being dogged out in a relationship and you telling them, look, you can do better. You know what I'm saying? You can do bad all by yourself. You trying to get them all the positive advice in the world. And what do? They go back to the motherfucker that's supposed to be doing them dirty as a motherfucker. Excuse my language. I don't even curse off of camera, y'all. Wouldn't that blow your mind? I'm not a cursor like off of camera. I cuss a lot on here during survival because we are surviving this crazy madness. But she kept going back to Diddy. Did you just hear them? When he attacked her in the motherfucking hotel, she went back to him the same night. Pure survival.
Scene where Sean Combs was assaulting Cassie. And what she said is, after that happened, she went to one of Sean Combs' employers' homes named D-Rock, who she said she was friendly with, he and the wife. But she said that same night she did end up going back to Sean Combs' house because she had a fitting for the perfect match. There was a premiere coming up. And then we saw pictures of her on that red carpet with Sean Combs. And she sort of explains, if you look closely, you can see a little bit of bruising. But we saw that there was an image she took where she had a busted lip. We never saw the black eye because those pictures that she took of herself, she said she wanted to cover it up.
And I get it when they say, well, she was scared of Diddy Glover. This is why she kept going back to Diddy Glover. But my whole thing is, I don't care about that. I'm scared of this person and all that type of stuff. I know I see females that done put people in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I know girls that be like, put your hands on me again. I'm gonna go get my brother. Pure survival. I'm going to go get my cousin, or I'm going to call the police, or I'll call Tyrone. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? They going to do something about it. Why stay with a person that's beating on you and mistreating you during survival? I get mentally, okay, he got me messed up. I'm traumatized. But that shit don't go too far for me. You know what I mean? 11 years with your abuser, and then come to find out she was doing crack at the age of 12, pure survival. When girls was on my block at to 11 and 12, they doing jump ropes and hopscotch. She's in the car with this best friend doing crack out of Pepsi cans. Come on, man. Cassie was not innocent. I'm sorry during survival. I'm sorry that she stayed in the situation that was happening with her. She took the Punisher's wiener. They said Diddy hired the Punisher because he had an anaconda, pure survival, and she was taking down the anacondas. The motherfucker Punisher said that Cassie did not seem like she was not with it, that she was bothered, like that she was a hostage. Look, I don't really want to eat your dingling. Call the cops before I put the dingling in my mouth. Call the cops. He got me hostage. Even the Punisher said he stood there with his anaconda in his hand, pure survival, and put it on Cassie's head and started peeing behind her back, pure survival. You know what I mean? Listen to the Punisher. If you think that Cassie is a goddamn victim, why is the Punisher sitting up here saying that Cassie enjoyed the moments of the freaky times during survival? Even the Punisher. That shit is crazy as hell, man. We are surviving the Punisher, and what is going on? What is going on? God damn.
Interactions they all had.
Look, here go the Punisher, y'all.
First of all, I'm just wondering what the reaction has been like in your life, knowing that this is such a high profile case and here you are in the spotlight in this way.
Yeah, it's been like a whirlwind. Constant outreach from media outlets like this, and just friends and family, people from junior high school actually reaching out just randomly, to
This motherfucker Punisher, his pool ball, 8 ball in a quarter pocket head, motherfucker, goddamn, he looked like Montel from the goddamn TV show during survival. We are surviving Montel. This man, the Punisher, looked like he wearing makeup, all kinds of shit. And all Diddy wanted to do was look at his tasty cakes as Cassie take him down during survival. Cassie had to scarf down the man's alleged anaconda that Diddy picked out because you couldn't have a little wiener to go into Diddy's freakoff dungeon. So this is what they saying about the man. No Diddy. I don't know shit about it. But I'm saying that Diddy just wanted to stare at this man's tasty cakes while and choke his chicken while he clapped Cassie's cheeks. And listen what he say. Cassie was not bothered and was not no victim. Pure survival.
check in and speak up. It's been a very interesting, trying week.
You've reflected, I think, in some time about what your testimony said and what is like in that courtroom. Can you tell me a little bit what it was like to be on that stand a few feet away from Sean Diddy Combs, who you obviously had been around before in these sexual encounters, but he was more of a voyeur at those times. What was it like being in the room in the courtroom?
Yeah, so I had to say, I thought going into it, I was pretty prepared and confident, but literally when I walked in the room, I got complete anxiety. Like my entire body was shaking.
And this man got anxiety when he went into the courtroom, pure survival. But you don't have anxiety when you know that a man is hiding under a goddamn tree looking at your tasty cakes as you pound out his girlfriend, pure survival. This man, you wasn't shy when Diddy was sitting in the with a mask on, watching your ass tear up Cassie. Absolutely not. Pure survival. Why would I want a man to look at my motherfucking cakes? You know what I'm saying? Like this is wild. But anyway, like I said, Cassie was no victim.
I thought going into it, I was pretty prepared and confident, but literally when I walked in the room, I got complete anxiety. Like my entire body was shaking. Whatever I envisioned or what I thought, because obviously you can't see anything.
I'm just saying it one more time. You see how he said his knees was shaking? He was getting anxiety to go in the courtroom in front of Diddy, but his knees wasn't shaking and he wasn't getting anxiety when Diddy was standing under a tree with his wiener in his hand while he was having sex with Cassie. Pills of Bible. Did somebody make that make sense? He nervous to be in the court, but you ain't nervous with that man sitting there groggling. You know what I mean? Talking about, I like that, daddy. No, hit her from the side because I like that better, daddy. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this shit is crazy.
When I walked in the room, I got complete anxiety. Like my entire body was shaking. Whatever I envisioned or what I thought, because obviously you can't see anything, it was the tension and the magnitude of the moment was much, much deeper. So it was to some degree terrifying. Like I just could not, whatever I envisioned, it was just so much more that I was not mentally prepared.
So he was terrified to testify what he was doing in court, but he wasn't terrified with Diddy Glover buck ass naked with his wiener in his hand, with his Tootsie Roll in his hand, while he's having sex. Press the Bible. That wouldn't scare you, Diddy sitting in the corner, hiding under a plant, glowing in the freakoff dark with an R. Kelly mask on. That wouldn't have made you nervous, Press the Bible. Just seeing Diddy with clothes on inside of a room with you, and it ain't even sex happening, it's just kind of nerve-wracking. Press the Bible.
Whatever I envisioned or what I thought, because obviously you can't see anything, it was the tension and the magnitude of the moment was much, much deeper. So it was to some degree terrifying. Like I just could not, whatever I envisioned, it was just so much more that I was not mentally prepared.
I mentioned that he was a voyeur during the sexual encounters. You were involved with Cassie Ventura directly in those rooms, as you've testified. Were you ever involved with Sean Diddy Combs? Did you two ever have an interaction in those sexual encounters?
No, actually, not one conversation, not even I.
Put a one in the chat if y'all believe that. That is crazy. She just asked the Punisher during survival. She said, you've been in the room buck ass naked, clapping Diddy Glover's girlfriend, Cassie's cheeks. Have you and Diddy ever had a secret gay love affair? Tell the Bible. Did Diddy hit that like he buttered Ray J's biscuit? This man, the Punisher, said he never slept with Diddy Glover. Tell the Bible. I don't know if Diddy clapped his cheeks or if he clapped Diddy's cheeks during survival. But his high and all the drugs they was on, I think he smashed Cassie and he smashed Diddy. Tell the Bible. Because Diddy was making Cassie get on www.anaconda.com for him to find his wieners. Pure survival. www.anaconda.com and found this man named the Punisher. And I'm telling you, I think he probably had sex with Diddy and Cassie. Diddy wasn't just sitting there choking his chicken, staring at his tasty cakes, knowing how bad he wanted to unravel his tasty cakes. Puzzle Bible. Them motherfuckers all high. He probably don't even remember clapping Diddy's cheeks. But you clap Diddy's cheeks and you clap Cassie's cheeks, sir. Pure survival. You clap both of their cheeks.
I was not mentally prepared.
I mentioned that he was a voyeur during the sexual encounters. You were involved with Cassie Ventura directly in those rooms, as you've testified. Were you ever involved with Sean Diddy Combs? Did you two ever have an interaction in those sexual encounters?
No, actually, not one conversation, not even eye contact.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Well, it was told to me immediately, like on the first encounter, that I was instructed to not look at him, not acknowledge him, not have.
Wow, Diddy, that was a that was some freaky motherfucking, I don't even know. Diddy, he was instructed to not stare. Diddy told him, don't look at me, daddy. Pure Bible. Just turn around and let me look at you, but don't look at me, daddy. Pure Bible. Salute to Kimla. Just hit that super chat. She said, you're hilarious. Give funny as ever. Thank you so much. Pure Bible. And if I messed up your name, I apologize. But Diddy told him, do not look at me. I just want to look at you, Daddy. Pure Bible. Had this man scrambling and scraping for shit. Diddy said, don't look at me. Just put the oil all over your tasty cakes. Put the oil over your body and turn around and stick it out. Even freak off demons got to shout. Punisher got back, is what Diddy Glover was saying. Pure Bible. This shit is crazy as hell, y'all.
And were you ever involved with Sean Diddy Combs? Did you two ever have an interaction in those sexual encounters?
No, actually, not one conversation, not even eye contact.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Well, it was told to me immediately, like on the first encounter, that I was instructed to not look at him, not acknowledge him, not have any interactions with
By Cassie?
Yeah, by Cassie. So those were the instructions. So I did my best to follow them to the best of my ability because, initially I did not know who they were. And so I just saw it as an opportunity. I see this stunningly beautiful woman and, $2,000 for this type of interaction was, kind of like a no-brainer in turn.
That got to be some weird shit during survival. So the Punisher, I guess he's hired to go around and clap people's wives' cheeks. He been doing it since a little boy during survival. So he's the stepson that clapped his his stepmom's cheeks. This is who the Punisher is. He clapped his own dad, motherfucker wife's cheeks, his stepmom. But anyway, he didn't even know that it was Diddy Glover and Cassie whose cheeks he was about to clap during survival. Don't you think that's crazy, the motherfucker? He didn't even know. And Cassie went to him and said, look, whatever you do, do not look at Diddy Glover. Pure Bible. Don't look at him. He just wants to look at you in your rear end. I can't believe this shit. This shit is just hard. Like, you go, man, this is STD Central. You just got to come in the room and whip it out and just stick it in, put it in the air, put it in his nose, put it in her, like, you don't, where is the, do you do STD testing and shit before this stuff happens? Bible. He said he didn't even know it was Diddy and Cassie whose biscuit he had to butter. He just go in the room in darkness with a blindfold on, Bible. And he just clapping cheeks, clapping cheeks. He don't even know if he's still over here. Let me get the herpes for 27. Let me get the chlamydia over here. Let me get the motherfucking crabs over here. $2,000, I got all the STDs that ever came out. Bible. For $2,000, I can be sitting there just having a herpes outbreak, not even knowing I'm having a herpes outbreak. Like how Usher was having one when he was on them Super Bowl skates. Y'all thought that Usher was just doing the motherfucking skates as good as he was. No, Usher was having a herpes outbreak. And it was just going with his dance moves. That nigga was having an outbreak on the motherfucking skates. I'm searching for somebody that could take you out and do you right. The whole time, that motherfucker herpes biting the shit out of his precaries. But this shit is crazy. He didn't even know that he was clapping Diddy and Cassie's cheeks.
By Cassie. So those were the instructions. So I did my best to follow them to the best of my ability because, initially I did not know who they were. And so I just saw it as an opportunity. I see this stunningly beautiful woman and, $2,000 for this type of interaction was, kind of like a no-brainer in terms of it. So I wanted to follow the directions as much as possible. So there was literally no interaction, I didn't even look directly at him.
Because normally you are a dancer, and this was an interaction that would have resulted in sexual intercourse.
Wow. This man looked like he made out of clay. He don't even look real. Little Charles Barkley looking motherfucker. Pure Bible. He look like his skin is made out of clay. Y'all gotta get them likes up. Let's smash that like button. We are surviving Charles motherfucker freakoff Broccoli out this motherfucker. Barkley.
No, I didn't even look directly at him.
Because normally you are a dancer, and this was an interaction that would have resulted in sexual intercourse.
Exactly. So,
okay.
Yeah, so this is nuance. It's not something that happens. I've done thousands of parties. This is the only time I was propositioned with something like this, and it was in such magnitude, like when the Trump hold.
He done had thousands of freak-off parties, pure survival. And he admit to doing that. I know they had to give him immunity because he admitting I done had thousands. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I done had all kinds of infections. You know what I'm saying? I was walking one time to the store and the tip of my penis fell off. Pure survival. I had to pick up my penis dick, the mushroom part, and glue that motherfucker back on. Because I done been doing this shit for so long. Pure survival. This shit is wild.
This is nuance. It's not something that happens. You know, I've done thousands of parties. This is the only time I was propositioned with something like this, and it was in such magnitude. Like we're in a Trump hotel, it's like these huge suites, and you can tell this is a very high profile couple. So I just wanted to be as professional for the scenario as I would assume was required.
Did you ever travel outside of New York with them?
I did not.
When you were engaged in this encounter and intimate with Cassie Ventura, as you've said on the stand, you were asked about whether you had any notice or any idea how she felt about the interaction, whether she was
Salute to Ricky, hit that super chat. Listen to what he said, how Cassie felt about the interaction, the freak off.
Cassie Ventura, as you've said on the stand, you were asked about whether you had any notice or any idea how she felt about the interaction, whether she was consenting, whether she was uncomfortable in any way. You testified you did not feel as though she was uncomfortable at all. Can you explain?
Yeah, so there was always, like, before the sexual activity, there was always, like, downtime. So I would be greeted by Cassie, kind of put in a room, and we would have casual conversation. You know?
About how long did that last?
10, 15 minutes, you know.
Now you telling me, ladies, if you don't want to sleep with somebody and you being forced into the shit, pure survival, you gonna already, like, I can't fathom the shit. He said he was talking to Cassie in the room. She was not uncomfortable, pure survival. She didn't care how many times his dingling fell off from all of the sex and the STDs, alleged STDs he had before her, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? She just chilling, talking to him for 10 minutes, and she went straight to work. Like, what the fuck? Man, this is crazy.
It's always, like, downtime. So I would be greeted by Cassie, kind of put in a room, and we would have casual conversation. You know?
About how long did that last?
10, 15 minutes, you know, and it would be, you know, consistent. How's work going? How's the parties? How's things? So it seemed like a very cordial, laid back situation. And I actually believed that the scenario was real. It was like her birthday. This was something they were doing as a couple that wasn't normal. I mean, that wasn't their norm. And I honestly thought I was the only person they were engaging with. So I had...
See, he thought he was the only freak off hired motherfucker. He thought Diddy Glover, he was the only one. No, sir, you said you done had thousands of freak offs, and Diddy Glover watched Cassie have thousands of freak offs and participated. Most definitely. I'm surprised Cassie didn't say on the stand Diddy's Tasty Cakes was all the way up. And I watched him, I was recording watching Diddy get pounded out. Because I believe that. Ain't no way. I'm just sorry. Like I said, shout out to the LBG community. You know we love everybody over here. But ain't no way you want to watch another man. I don't even give a damn if it's like, of course not your female. That's just way out. I can't fathom that. But even to want to be in a room watching somebody else get some skins, pure survival, is creepy as hell to me. Why would I want to watch another man get some? So Diddy, it's no way. Yeah, he had to love men. Like, he liked men. I don't give a damn what nobody said. He liked to watch men's tasty cakes and all the things that I know that's probably on them tapes. When they play them tapes for the jury, you know what I'm saying? That's when they gonna say, oh shit, Diddy was in there. He got pounded out by 36 niggas. He done was pregnant before. Diddy done gave up a couple babies for adoption. Pure survival. Man, this shit funny as hell. I'm sorry.
This was something they were doing as a couple that wasn't normal. I mean, that wasn't their norm. And I honestly thought I was the only person they were engaging with. So I had almost a belief that I was, wow, like, this is a cool thing. Like, I'm the person they're choosing for this kind of fetish type of environment, and
Nothing seemed illegal to you or anything out of sorts.
not even close. Like I didn't even get any thought of anybody being like under the influence of any drugs or anything. It seems like a very, for the circumstance, everybody was just normally in their right state of mind. And this,
Wow. So this man, motherfucking Montel, aka Charles Freakoff Barkley, Pure Survival, he said that Cassie, it's times that they had freak-offs and Cassie was sober. She was in the right state of mind. She could have ran and got help during survival. If she was in a movie Get Out, Cassie could have got out, is what he said. She didn't look like no hostage. You know what I'm saying? She was with the freaky dicky. And this was something that she was doing to try to fulfill her man's sick freak off fantasy during survival. And you got people in relationships that's like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge people for what they do. It just don't think that it's happening over here. But I don't judge you. Just like religions. That's what you believe? Okay, good for fucking you. Just don't try to bring that belief to me. You know what I'm saying? But Cassie wanted to fulfill Diddy Glover's freak off fantasy, and his fantasy was to watch her get pounded out and urinated on by other men. You know what I'm saying? That alone should have made her say, look, bye-bye, I'm the fuck out of here. I told you that I'm leaving. Deuces. You know what I'm talking about? And went and got with Chris Brown or somebody. Whoa, 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 whoa. I told you that I'm leaving. Deuces. I remember that song came out, Pure Survival. If you was going through anything in a relationship, you be playing that song and shit. You know what I'm talking about? All that bullshit's for the birds. You ain't nothing but a vulture. Always looking for the word. Waiting me for the fuck up. You'll regret the day when I find somebody. I told you that I'm leaving. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, and that's how it should be. Relationships, guys, we've all in our life been through some toxic shit. I don't give a damn. If you're a grown adult, you done been through something. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? And you like to listen to music that make you feel like it's talking to your situation. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you getting over somebody, y'all ladies be in that motherfucker in the club talking about, I'm fine, 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 fine. Ooh, I'm fine. After you was just crying like a motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Talk about I might as well have cheated on you. As much as you accuse me of lying, I might as well have. You always got a song to play that agree with you, how you feel, right? Pure Survival. You know what I'm saying? But this man said that Cassie was not no damn victim, and her friend is a goddamn liar, and she's been lying all morning on the stand, and this is going to give Diddy Glover's freak-off lawyers a chance to fight for grounds of a mistrial. I'm just telling y'all, at least y'all can say, whoop, I was over there listening to Jamil. Jamil did say this shit could possibly happen during survival. Because we going to the trial. We going back down that motherfucker. The day of when they say Diddy, whether he guilty or not guilty, I'm going to be at the courtroom, boots on ground, me and my baby, pure survival. We going to be in that motherfucker talking about where them fans at? Where them tapes at? Where them tapes at? Where them tapes at? Whoa, 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 whoa. I got my baby oil on the ground. Where them tapes at? Yo, this girl got caught lying, y'all. I'm sorry. We got to go to her one more time. This lying ass. She ain't been dangled over no balcony. She was high out her mind voluntarily. Pure survival.
And I could kill you. Those are the words that Brianna Bonglin just testified that Sean Diddy Combs once threatened her with. Bonglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, is on the witness stand right now testifying that the music mogul dangled her over a 17-story balcony. Bonglin testifying that the incident left her with bruises, neck and back pain, along with night terrors and paranoia. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie.
Did she call him Brian Buckmeyer or Brian Buckweek? I know she's not talking about his hair. Pure survival. Did she say Brian Buckweek? Let's see if she called him buckwheat. Pure survival.
Wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here. That
All right, she said Buckmeyer. She didn't call him buckwheat. I thought she was coming for his hair. Pure survival. Because I ain't even going to lie. Like, he had, outside of the court, he had some like cool suits on. I wanted to say he had some nice suits on, pure survival, but you got to say no Diddy. Diddy messed it up for men to give each other compliments now. I'm scared to say the man has some sharp ass suits on, pure survival, because then y'all gonna be like, oh, Jamil, what the fuck? No, I'm just saying the man had some, it was sharp during survival, but I thought she called him buckwheat.
to all the charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now from outside court. All right, Brian, let's talk about her testimony here that Combs gave her and Cassie drugs as well. How could that impact her testimony?
Well, it's like anything else. When a person is under the influence, the question mark is whether or not they're seeing what's real or what's perceived. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testifying that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs. That the relation.
Y'all see that? Her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs. Outside. So like I said, if they prove that Cassie's been a drug addict before Diddy, she been a hoe, you know what I'm saying? She was no virgin. She was no virgin at all. Her and this girl had a secret gay love affair friendship. She was the friend that had a crush on her own friend. And somehow Cassie ended up smashing her girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And so I know Diddy knew anytime them girls went somewhere, pure survival, if he wasn't recording it, he probably would be upset. Y'all running around somewhere, hide behind a trash can, eating each other's vagina, pure survival. Where were you at for the last 35 minutes? Were you behind the trash can, eating your girlfriend out, pure survival, without me recording? So Diddy would be mad when she would leave off with her, because he knew that they were going together before they met Diddy. Her and the girlfriend, her best friend, was going steady. You know what I'm saying? So, and they were doing drugs together.
Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine. She's testifying that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs, ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to...
Listen, put a one in the chat if y'all know what ketamine is. Cocaine, ketamine, they were doing super hardcore drugs. Where did Cassie and her best friend get these drugs from? And they were teenage girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going to be in denial. We know Diddy's a terrible boyfriend. We know that he's a horrible person. We know that he's, you know what I mean? All of these other things. We know that he's violent. We know that it was a domestic ass relationship, super duper toxic, pure Bible. But you got to prove and show me that the man was like the drug RICO mafia sex trafficker and all of that shit. It seems to me that Cassie wanted to go and have freak-offs in Africa, pure survival. She wanted to go and get her cheeks clapped in Germany, pure survival. She wanted to get her cheeks clapped in Costa Rica, La Fortuna, pure survival. So how is she a victim when she was flying out willingly, high out her mind, snorting on that tutti frutti, whole ruin, you know what I'm saying? Tutti frutti head, and her girlfriends was to the fruit head, getting high willingly. You can't force a crackhead to do crack, pure survival. A crackhead know how to do crack, trust me. You ain't got to force a crackhead to get high, pure survival. Motherfucker crackhead, look, I know exactly what to do. Give me that motherfucking crack. Give it here. So how, I'm just sorry. The crackheads know how to do crack.
received. And while Combs is allegedly the one who provided Cassie and Brianna drugs, specifically cocaine, she's testified that her and Cassie did drugs outside of the presence of Combs, that the relationship was based on getting designs for Cassie, but also doing drugs. Ketamine, marijuana, cocaine, even to the point where they would try to get off of drugs by cooking together, but had difficulty doing so. And in some of these events, like the one that...
Do y'all hear this? Cassie and her best friend was so high, they tried to start a YouTube crackhead cooking channel. Pure survival. They were so high. It said, look, we are both skinny little motherfuckers, but we are going to start a cooking channel. That's how you know that they was high. That's how you know that they was super high. They probably don't even think about cooking and shit. Fast food eating motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about? And they just thought one day, you know what'd be a great idea? Before we go make these wieners disappear and do crack out of Pepsi cans, let's start a cooking channel, girl. This was an idea that these two retards just both came out with. Pure survival. I'm sorry, y'all. I do not want Diddy Glover to walk out that courtroom. But if we get one more liar to go up there, I'm telling you, this alleged victim coming from this other country better come bring the goddamn noise during survival. Because we thought Dawn Richardson was bringing the noise during survival till we found out that she was making it a liar. She was found to be making it a liar. For survival. With Dawn Richardson might as well had walked and got a cheesecake after she got caught lying for the second time. Pure survival. You know what, bitch? We felt bad when you had to go get that first cheesecake. But after lying on the stand, go get you a goddamn cheesecake. Pure survival. And take your shoes off and walk all the way to Brooklyn from Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Mia. Mia talking about all of this stuff. Oh, it was forced labor. I hated to work for Diddy Glover. Pure survival. Then you got her begging Diddy, can I come back to work? Can you bring me back to work? Giving him all kinds of birthday shout outs, birthday praises. Said she was pushed in a fucking pool. It's pictures of her diving in that motherfucker on her own. Pure survival. Diddy wasn't even standing next to the pool. She just jumped in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Said that she was, what, Diddy R-worded her on her period, and all these stories came out so far to be, like, questionable. I'm not even just going to say flat out motherfucker lies. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all say it. But a lot of these stories been questionable, y'all, and all I'm saying is if Diddy get a mistrial, it's not going to be like Y&W Melly. Y&W Melly, I believe that little motherfucker boy killed both his friends. Pure survival. You know what I'm talking about? He killed both his friends and did a song before that shit. Talking to his mom, telling my mama, please don't you cry. I'm sorry. I will right my wrongs. I'm guilty. Lord have mercy. Please forgive me. Mama, please don't you cry. I'm sorry. Motherfucker was already telling his mom that he was sorry. I'm sorry. So Y&W Melly, they not letting him out on motherfucking bail. Because he got a mistrial. He been locked up for 7 years. Diddy Glover ain't convicted of murder, y'all. You know that, right? He's convicted of clapping cheeks without permission. Pure survival. And chasing motherfuckers down in hallways, stomping them with freak-off Christmas socks on. That's a state offense. I wish Cassie would have told on Diddy when this shit happened, pure survival, because Diddy would have been in a state penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? For aggravated assault, all of that. I see all of that. I see the aggravated assault, y'all. I see that. You know what I mean? I seen Diddy throw a freak-off vase at motherfucking Cassie. You know what I'm saying? I seen the like I said, assault, aggravated assault. Like I see all of that. I just didn't get to see the John Gotti RICO thing yet. Maybe they might blow my mind. Who knows? You know, we still got more time for this trial. Pure survival. But if a mistrial happened, I want all my people to know the only reason why it happened because of these liars that I'm mentioning during survival. And I mean during survival.